Alright guys, let's dive straight into the intro. Alright, we're going to use our thumb on the bass note, E string, and then fingers 1 and 2 can cover the G and the B string initially, okay, to start with. So finger 2 on E3, that's our first bass note. And on the top we have finger 4 on G4, so 4th fret G string, and B3, 3rd fret B string. Okay, a bit of a weird shape, but that's how we're going to copy the piano riff. So all we do, thumb, finger 1, finger 2, finger 1 again. We do it 4 times. Then the bass note changes. First finger is now on E2, but same thing. 2, 3, 4. Then we have E minor. So you can put your fingers in this E minor shape with fingers 1 and 2 if you want, but for this part we don't need to because we just have E string, then we've moved down to the B string and the E string, right? So we have, then the last part we have C major chord down, all right, and so now the thumb is on the A string. We're still using B and E string though, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we have verse 1. We're going to learn 3 verses, a pre-chorus, a chorus, and a bridge. Okay, if you want to repeat anything, obviously you can later on. So the first part sounds like this. So a little confusing, but you just have to break it down and read the tab, go very slowly, 1 bar at a time. So for the first bar, we have finger 2 again on the bass note, like the intro. But now, instead of G and B string, we're gonna use these 2 fingers for the D and the G string. So we do, dun, 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 and then use thumb and finger 3 for this part. Okay, because now we have a different note down. Finger 3 is going to cover this note B3. So we need to hit both strings at the same time. I use thumb and 3rd finger for this. So just try that, have it in place, ready, the finger, okay, and just try and play this. Just try that to begin with, nice and simple. Okay, then we're going to do D string, G string, open B, so the 3rd finger's got to come off. So all together. And then we have. So we start the same. That simple arpeggio happens a lot for the verse. Okay, then we use thumb and 2nd finger, because now we're doing E and G string. So we're going to have the 1st finger down on G2 and the bass note at the same time. So bear in mind we start with the 1st finger off like this, then it's on, and then you pull it off. Try and pull it down if you can, so it actually triggers the G string to vibrate. If you just take it off, it kind of works. But if you pull it down, it's louder. Then 1 more D string, 1 more G string. So together this part. Now if we put the 2 parts together, now all we have to do for the next part is just change the bass note, just like we did in the intro. Okay, it's the same thing. But now we have to use the finger 2 for this pull off part. Okay, but the finger picking's the same. Then the next shape we use our E minor shape, fingers 1 and 2, right? And we do the same thing. Okay, but this time finger 3, you could use finger 4 for that top note. Here. then third finger for this part. So far we have now the last part is on C. So this part's a little different than the other three parts were very similar, which is why we could race through them a bit quicker. This is different. So we're gonna start with this C shape. Finger 3 is on A3, finger 2 is on D2 from the capo, alright? That's our C shape for most of this song. So we start with the simple arpeggio, using thumb first and second on the A, D and G string. And then thumb and third finger, we have the fourth finger here on B3 and the bass note at the same time. So arpeggio, both at the same time. Now try and hit that note again, so dun dun. Then we hit the D string, then the B string with the pinky off, so all together, like that. Now the second half for the C chord sounds like that. So this is a bit different. So we're going to do thumb first, thumb, then second finger. And first finger is actually going to have to come down onto G2, which is a strange little shape. So we still have C major, but we're going to add this note here. So then the second half, we take it off. So just leave it on until the last second. All together for C, we have okay guys, so that is verse 1. We actually have 3 verses, so let's go into this second one. Good news is this first bar is the same as verse 1, so still. So that part's the same, right? The second bar, this is quite tricky, right? So we start with thumb and third finger are gonna pick and pluck the top and the bottom E string, okay? And because it's a second bar, we have F sharp in the bass. All right, so second fret. So we have, again, you're still doing D and G string with first and second finger. So it's the third finger, and then D, G, D. And then the same thing, but we're gonna use the B string instead of the E string. Okay, now we use the B string. Alright, so those first 2 parts are similar. Now the third bit's a bit strange, we have to go so it's a different rhythm. Try and add the extra bass note in at the end. Okay, now we then have to add our third finger to the second fret of the G string. So and right at the end, so this bar is quite tricky, so all together. Then we go to the third bar. We're gonna pluck the low E string and the G string with our second finger. Okay, and the third finger is back down. This is one we just took off, it comes back. So after this, we then have to quickly bring our first and second finger down to our E minor shape. Alright, but the third finger stays down. So then it comes off. Now in terms of this hand, the best thing to do is probably to play first and second, move the thumb down, then first finger, then second finger. Bear in mind that I had to bring the third finger off for the last note, so. Then we have something simple, thumb, G, B, G string, thumb, first finger, second finger, third. So now they've actually moved down to the G and the B string. Okay, so all together. And the last part, you can take the fingers off, so you're ready for this part. So now we do low E string, D string, and then you hammer on the first finger, and then open G. Okay, so make sure this finger is curled, not flat, because you need to leave room for the G string. Now as we come to the fourth bar, make sure this first finger stays pushed in. Okay, we're going to add fingers 2 and 3 to a strange position. Okay, third finger's on the A string, 3rd fret, second finger's on G string, 2nd fret. So coming into that bar, like that. So again, keep the first finger down. And make sure use thumb and second finger, A and G string. Okay. Then first finger plays that D string again, and then G string, second finger, we have another. Take the finger off and hammer it on. Then the last part, much easier. We take the middle finger off again. Keep third and first finger down because they're basically playing that C major chord. Okay, and we do A string, D string, G string, B string, and then we have our down and up pattern twice to finish. Those two bars are very strange, right? So that's verse 2 covered, all right. Now we're going to go on to verse 3. Verse 3 starts the same. Okay, but then we have something different. So we start with thumb and third finger, and we do the low E and the high E. The best thing to do is use your fourth finger here on the B string 3rd fret. Then you can add a G string with your first finger. If you want, add a D string as well, you don't have to. So all together for the first bar we have. Now the second bar we're going to start with so second finger has moved over to hit that bass note here. Okay, so usually we used our first finger. For this part, we need to use our second finger. So again, thumb and third finger to pluck this bit, but we've got fourth finger on the B string, 3rd fret, then the D string and the G string with first and second finger, and then we have this. Now this is really challenging. I don't expect any of you to be able to do this. Okay, so what you can do is just, you start with both and then take it off and just play the B string. So you're going to play da, 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 da. So it's on, off. The advanced option, da, da. So you basically go dun, dun, dun. So it's pluck, pull off, pull off. So really difficult. If that's too hard, just do that. Dun, dun. Now make sure you use your thumb again on the bass note afterwards. So as you get to that final note, you use your thumb on the bass note again. Dun, dun, dun. The simple version, you go dun, dun, thumb. It comes in after your note. Okay. Then we can continue with the bar now. We're going to do open D, open G, open B. So, and again, da, da, da. And then another simple back and forth. D and G string with these two fingers. Now a strange part to finish this bar. We have do, 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 do. So third finger is on the G string second fret. We're going to use thumb and second finger to play these. So we do those two, then B string, then D string. All together for this second bar for verse 3 we have. Now after you've played that, move the second finger down to here. Alright, so we're going to use thumb and first finger same time. E string, D string. The second finger is now on the D string, second fret. Okay, 0, 2 on the tab. Okay, the first finger is also going to come down, so we have our E minor shape again. So we do these two, thumb comes down, then first finger, then second finger. The next part of the bar, we go do dum dum, thumb first, second finger, do dum dum. So together, do 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 da boo do da. Then a simple arpeggiated down then up again. So thumb first, second first. That's this next bit. All together. Then fingers come off for the last part. And we're going to do thumb, D string, hammer on, G string. Okay, so we get this C6 shape again. Okay, so thumb, bom, then the bass note for C. We keep this down for the last bar, and the last bar is going to go. That's how it starts. So thumb and first finger for this part. Okay, then using your second finger. Again, bring the wrist down a bit so there's more space. And this second finger is what's coming on and off here. So then the next part comes off again, and we do one after the other, A string, D string, G string, B string, and then for the final part, to come into the pre-chorus, so that G string gives us time to come off into the pre-chorus shape. So altogether, the last line is going to sound like this. Alright, well done for getting this far, guys. You are halfway. Alright, the first 3 verses are kind of, and the intro are the first half. Now we have the pre-chorus, the chorus, and the bridge. So the pre-chorus is what we're going to learn next. This part that goes, I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away, I couldn't fight it. Hope to see my fate, and that you'd be reminded that for me, it isn't over. And that takes us into the chorus, alright? We played the first word already, and at the end of verse 3 we played I hate to turn up. So we can start with hate to turn up. So we're going to use our thumb and first finger, D string, G string, and we have first finger, second fret on the G string here. Now I hammer on the first one, which means I pluck, and then the finger does the work just by bringing it down, but you can just pluck it again. if you want to do 2 separate plucks. So we have, and then another bass note. Then it comes off for this first note we had. Then we take it off for the G string. For this part we kind of need to have 2 fingers down. Okay, it can be first and second or third and second. I tend to use third on the G string, second finger on the D string for this part, because it's just like your E minor shape. So we start with G and E string, and then we play the D string straight after. Back to the G string. Then we're going to take the third finger off, so, and then we'll have another at the same time. Then we'll do a pull off, so then 2 more G, so far the first bar. Then we have our C note, so A string again, C, third finger, third fret on the A string. You can use your first or your second finger to do this melody. We have the same bass note for the whole bar, so you just have to try and hear the melody in your head. I couldn't stay away, I couldn't fight it, right, so, and notice the bass note goes dun 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 dun. The bass note is always on the beat for pretty much this whole lesson, right? So just start with the first part. Dun 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 dun. So that bit would do at the same time. The last part, start at the same time, pull off with that first finger, and then 2 more G's. Then we repeat the first bit, sort of. Hoped you'd see my face, but it stays there this time. So both at the same time, hammer on, pluck, pluck, both at the same time. And then G string on its own, because that takes us into the next part. And that should be reminded that for me, and that should be so this is on and off. But then we have a B string right at the end. Into our C major shape. Again, it's just these 2 fingers though. Strange rhythm here. So I do thumb and first finger first, G string with the middle finger, and then bass note again. So I keep these 2 fingers down. I use the first finger on the G string. It isn't. But then I move my second finger down for this part, just so I can get that nice slide. So you start with the first finger, then D and G string same time, with first and second. Okay, and I've used the second finger, so. And then I do like a pluck slide, so you pluck and slide straight away, so. Okay, this gives us a nice C major 7 type thing. So I bring 2 at the same time, so A and D string, first and second, and I have first finger, 3rd fret, 3rd finger, 5th fret. This finger is still ringing, so really drop the wrist, keep it nice and curled. So that last part. If you're looking for the next big challenge, then sign up to my premium membership website. You'll gain access to my backing tracks and all of my lessons. I teach you improvisation, soloing, advanced chords, theory, and techniques. All right, enjoy the rest of your lesson, guys. All right, we just have the chorus and the bridge left. So the first part. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. Let's work on that first. So, the simple version, just use your thumb on the bass note. All right, we have our G major chord in place, or some sort of G major shape. So the bottom two fingers are already here in place. So on the 3rd fret, 3rd finger, B string. Underneath, we have 4th finger, 3rd fret, E string. Okay, 2nd finger covers the bass. But to make this bigger, use your thumb and your 1st finger. You can also get the D string. So these two fingers are going to play like that. Then we change to this. Okay, 3rd finger stays down, but now we have 2nd finger on the E string. 2nd fret. Okay, so then you hit the D string with the thumb, because now we've changed it to G major, so we need D in the bass. Okay, so have your D major shape ready for this part. So we have then we do 3 at the same time. So thumb still on the D string, and we have 2nd and 3rd here, but we have a sort of a triplet. Ba, ba, ba. So it goes da, 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 da. This bit's a bit strange at first, so just try and go da, 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 da. So the pinky comes back down, dun, 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 dun. Then the low E string, then we take them off. So, bum, 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 bum. We also need to move to our E minor shape, okay, as we do this. So, as soon as you hit that bass note, the 1st and 2nd finger should come down, so, and these come off afterwards, so the first bar all together. Now as soon as we have this E minor shape, so we do bass note and then the top 2 again open. We're then going to play the D string with our 1st finger. So try and do that. Do, do, do. D string, then the G string, so then thumb and 3rd finger, we use B and E string. So okay, then we can do G string, D string, G string. So then we go to our C major shape, and again we're going to use thumb and 3rd finger, but this time A string, B string. So all together. Now the last part, you can actually take this 1st finger away for this last part, because it's going to actually move down anyway to the 2nd fret of the E string. And you're going to have to move your wrist over, like you're twisting it upwards, just so there's more room, and the 1st finger is going to come here. So we're in a strange position here. We're going to have to separate the fingers so we get back to our G shape. So we've gone from this weird shape, okay, and then while that 1st finger can remain there, the other fingers change to the G shape. So like this. And I'm changing, but the first finger's still down to our G shape. There's these little things that help make it sound smoother when you start playing it properly. Now for this third bar, again, we have our G major shape. So we play low and high E string, thumb and third finger. We do both at the same time. Second finger on the B string, first finger on the G string, then B string again, but the third finger comes away this time. So it's down, ba-dun-dun, on and off. Then add another bass note to the end of this. Then another high note. Then another G string. Then we have to shoot down, because at the minute the second finger's here, but it needs to come right down to second fret on the E string. You can actually be changing as you hit the G string, and then it's already in place. So, and then we have the D string. Okay, so we have our D major shape in place, so the first finger also needs to come down. Then we have simple arpeggio for D. Now this last part, remember we got a D shape down, so we play D string, E string, hammer on the pinky, and then we pull it off before we go to our E minor shape. If that's too tricky, if you can't do the hammer on pull off, just play each note individually. That's fine as well. Personally, I like to go hammer on pull off. Now after we pull off that finger, we want to go to our E minor shape, but we're going to pluck the low E and high E again. And then D string, G string, D string. Okay, same thing, but E and B string. So, then we shift to our C major shape, but we need to have the pinky also on fret 3 on the E string there. To give us time to move up to this shape, I actually made a slower note. So we have both at the same time, A and E string, then the D string, then open G, which means there's a string ringing, we can move over and there won't be silence. If there's an open string, you can be moving to the next shape, which is why I did it that way. So for this bar we have then we have to slide up. So from here we have this little shape here. So first finger is on the 7th fret from the capo. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First finger, right? The second finger is here. Okay, this is 8th fret from the capo, same note as C, right? And again, thumb and third finger to pluck, then first finger on the G string, then the high note again. Now we get to the end of this chorus, the second half. Now we have G in the bass. Now we could stretch, we could do this, which will give us a nice low bass note, but that's such a horrible stretch, we might as well just do the higher G string in the bass, and then this bit just sounds a bit softer, which is fine. We keep the first finger where it is. Okay. So we do G and E string at the same time. I use thumb and second finger for this. And E string, then G string. Then I stretch my third finger across to the 12th fret and then back off again. Then we're going to have the D string. And now we've got third finger on the B string, 12th fret. So then D string and E string, and personally I do hammer on pull off. You can go this bit, we have fourth finger on the B string, 12th fret, second finger, 10th fret. So all together this bar, and again. Now this bit, similar, okay, but we're gonna have the E string with the thumb, because now it's E minor, so we need E in the bass. Right, so dun, dun, dun. Now you can hit that bass note again if you want, so over the G string, alright. Now I actually swap finger to my fourth finger, so just work on this first part first. Then swap to your fourth finger. Okay, and we're gonna have you don't have to keep it down, you can go and then you use your thumb for the bass note C. So, and then second finger can get this top note here as well. Dun, dun, dun. So this bar all together. Okay, then you can do another G string if you want. And then I actually swap this second finger for my third and fourth finger, which is a bit of a squeeze. So you just sort of tuck them under. And then we're going to do 3 at the same time. Okay, so thumb still hitting that bass note on the A string. And then second and third getting these top notes. Which brings us into the next part. So all together this bar. Okay, now we have our G major shape again for the final part of this chorus. So that was Sometimes It Lasts in Love. So to start with, again, thumb and third finger, low E, high E. Now I've changed the way she sings this part a little bit, so I think she actually goes, lasts in love, whereas I kind of play it, lasts in love. Just trying to make it a little easier where I can, alright? But it's up to you, you can adjust little things like this if you want to. So we have lasts in love, dun 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 boom. So both second finger, then thumb. Then we arpeggio up, so first finger is now on the D string, and we go through the fingers. Dun 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 doo 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 dun dun. Then, so from here, the third finger can stay down, but we'll change it from G to D sus. So it's like D major, but this finger is off, right? Because we need the high E string for the melody. So lasts in love, but sometimes it. So we do D string and top E again, thumb and third finger. I'm gonna use my second finger for that part. Dun, dun, dun. And then the G string here for that note, thumb and first finger. I actually hammer that on, but you can just keep it down. Okay, so that one I definitely hammer on. So do G string, hammer on, bass note. To finish this off, we have this nice C major 7 shape. So I just play all four at the same time, or you can do a nice one at a time. So this last part all together. Then you can do again. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. So all I do, if you want to do it twice, you add your fourth finger, sometimes it, and then it comes round again. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Sometimes it lasts and sometimes it hurts. Or you can add some extra. Just add a G string, D string, G string on the C if you want. You can also hit the bass note on that. So. You see what I did there, so. Now for the bridge. Now the bridge isn't too difficult actually, a very simple rhythm because it just goes bom 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 bom. The rhythm's a bit easier. Okay, so we start with. So to begin with, thumb and first finger, A and G string. You can have your third finger ready in place on the B string, 3rd fret. And the second finger comes down on the G string. Just work on that first bit. The bass note's going to keep going on the beat for the whole of this bridge, just so you know. Okay, so again, first part. Then we have a similar thing, do do dun dun. But the third finger comes off, A and B string. Okay, then we have the G string to lead us back in. So now the bass notes change from A to B. So we need second finger, A string, 2nd fret. And we're going to do 3 at the same time. A string, G string, B string, thumb, 2nd and 1st finger. Okay, so all together. So the second bar, dun 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 dun. So the first finger comes down at one point on the B string, 1st fret. So every beat you're going to use all 3 fingers, and then it's just 2nd finger for the middle parts. Okay, take your time with that. Now the bass note's changed again, so 3rd finger's on C, 3rd fret A string. I actually like to use, I just keep my 4th finger down, it sounds quite nice. Yeah, so dun, 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 dun. Bass note again, dun, dun. Then 4th finger has to come off. Like that. Now for this last part. I like to slow down. And then a stripped down chorus, which I'll explain in a second here. I have these 2 fingers here. Alright, fingers 2 on the D string, fingers 3 on the G string, both 2nd fret. And we're gonna start with thumb and 3rd finger, A string, B string. Then D string, G string, D string. Now try and make those first beats, because they're the melody, try and make them louder. Alright, because then if you hit the note twice it doesn't matter, because the loud part is the melody, right? Bittersweet that this would take. So make the first beat louder because that's when she's singing. Okay, so we have first finger comes up now for the second half to the A string, second fret. Then the second finger comes off for the last part. So all together. So we have this slow movement. So we start here, then the first finger comes up, then the second finger comes off. Then to finish, we're gonna change to our C major shape again. Thumb and second finger. It sounds quite nice to slide up. The actual piano line is, but on the guitar we can do, which sounds quite nice. And if you want, just slow it down as you go. Well done guys, amazing work for getting this far. You're really going to have to take your time learning each part before you can start trying to play along with me with the play along. Now, after the bridge, you can do a quiet chorus before you do a loud chorus. The way of doing that is you try and miss out all the in-between stuff. So you're literally just going to do bass note and melody. Okay, so I put a tab here, work your way through it if you want. But you don't have to, you can just play a normal chorus that I've already shown you after the bridge. I personally like to do a stripped down chorus, so I'll play. And then into a loud chorus, right? So all I did was just took away some of the in-between bits, or you can just play the normal chorus as it was before, just play it more quietly and it will work just as fine, okay? As long as it's after the bridge, if you do a stripped down chorus, because that is what happens in the song. Now you notice I actually add something in, just something I like to do. So I just like to add this in because I think it sounds cool. So after the bridge, you have the quiet chorus just right at the end here, okay? I'm trying to do this cool C major to C, C major to C. Okay, so we have that lasting love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Then I have better. So I just build up the volume. All I'm doing is Alright then guys, it's time for you to try and play along with me. Okay, if it's too fast, you can always change the playback speed in the YouTube video settings. Okay, but just make sure that you spend some time working on each bar, just reading through the tab slowly. Okay, you have to do it quite a few times before you can start to play it quickly. Alright. Thanks so much for watching this video. If it was helpful, please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell icon too. Alright, good luck with the play along.